about how you can use authority building as a go-to-market strategy to drive big inbound leads, how this works. Now, this is not easy to do. It takes time to build authority. It takes energy. This is a concept that authority matters. And what you're really doing is you're using pull. You're using pull. So we've talked earlier in the 30-day founder blueprint that there are methods where you're pushing out marketing content, advertising, those types of things. This is a lot like other strategies where you're using a pull strategy by showing the expertise you have around a given topic. In this instance, it takes a lot of time and energy. You're creating content like I'm recording right here. You have to put the time and energy into it. And it can work, but you just need to know it does take some time to build, but it's important to do for branding and things like that. So why authority matters. It's a magnetic pull. Authority isn't just about influence. It's about creating lead generation by attracting high quality, pre-interested prospects who care about what you're talking about. It leverages what I would call the trust economy. So you're leveraging the fact that consumers kind of over advertisements. I don't know about you, but every time I watch something on regular TV that I'm not streaming and commercials come on, it just aggravates me because a lot of times I'm being pushed stuff I really don't care about. A lot of times it's pharmaceutical ads here in the United States, and I don't need a lot of pharmaceuticals to survive. I'm a pretty healthy person. So I could care less about watching that content. With authority building, you're actually pulling people to you because they're interested in what you're sharing. Okay. So the challenges about this is just like anything else. You see this a lot on social media. The market's saturated. It's hard to stand out. You can have resource constraints, meaning you may not have the money to promote this information. So it may have to grow organically over time. And it's hard to track an ROI, a return on investment, on building authority, but it can work. So here's 3 strategies to help you build authority. Build and create value-driven content, blog posts, videos, podcasts, all these things that solve your ICP's pain point. I'm doing that here. I'm recording these videos because I get a lot of startup founders come to me and they're just not sure to where to get started. This entire course is essentially authority-driven content and an authority-driven go-to-market strategy for me. You need strategic social proof, so you can use case studies and testimonials, things like that, to move beyond your claims and prove that you know what you're doing. I have an entire testimonial wall where hundreds of people have left me feedback on working with me, and that provides social proof that you can trust that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to creating a business, creating a startup, fundraising, go-to-market strategies, all those things. And plus, my average, a little bit of slip. My experience speaks to my ability to do these things. You can use collaborative networking. So if you don't have authority, one way is to borrow authority. So you see this with people that started podcasts. They weren't quite experts in their field, but they had experts on the show, and they sort of got through collaborative networking, they sort of got borrowed authority, which is a really, really good strategy. So let's look at a success story. So we're going to be talking about a consulting firm here. It's a case study. So there's a small firm. They moved from general outreach to a focused strategy of in-depth blogging and revamping their website with customer success stories. What I noticed was about 6 months later, note it did take some time, but about 6 months later, their amount of organic traffic went up because their reputation started to build and they became a trusted advisor. And so over time, although that required a lot of time investment, over time, their conversion rate went up quite a bit because they had established themselves as an authority in that market. So a few next steps and call to action: identify your value, make sure you audit your unique strengths, go back to the ideation and validation stages of the course if you haven't really done that. With building authority, creating content to do that, it just takes consistency. You have to show up over and over and over and over and over until it starts to work. This is a long haul game when you're creating content and building authority. Try and be engaging. When I build content, it's not as entertaining as a lot of other people. I try and smile and change my tone and those types of engagement tricks, but most of my content is less sort of entertainment and more informative, but that's just my style. But if you can engage with your audience and get them to share their experiences, leave comments, do the types of things, it'll help. So I like the idea of an authority building go-to-market strategy for a lot of startup founders. Just know that it does take more time to build. If you're trying to go faster, you're going to have to pour money into it. If you don't have the money, you're going to have to build authority through content marketing strategies, blog posts, podcasts, videos such as this, creating things that are of value to your ICP so that when they have the exact pain point you can solve better than anyone else, because you've developed that authority, they call you with their problems, and problems turn into revenue.